You are now tuned into the sounds of Big Nate Sports Talk. It's on all the time, anytime.
And thank you, Mr. Anthony Handy, for that wonderful introduction. As always, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is your host, Nathan Snell. This episode, we are ever so painfully having to recap what happened this past Sunday night at Landover with the Washington Commanders as they played the Detroit Lions. But before we get into that, there's a few things I want to say up front. After this video, the Maryland women's basketball, they take on the University of Towson. So I have to preview that and recap their wins against UMBC Retrievers and the Georgetown Hoyas. So stay tuned for that video, and also recapping the win against they take on. They also get ready to play Princeton, which that should actually be a good win, a good game for them as well, because I think they play them also on Sunday. The men's basketball team, I will do a video on them at some point. Stay tuned for that. Maryland football. I will have that more than likely by Thursday, Friday at the latest, because it has been something. That's the nicest way I can say it. But please continue to like, comment, and subscribe for our future content on the podcast. I ever so do appreciate the support you have been giving me on this channel. You can find everything that you can find me on Twitter. Follow me on my work, teamubsmedia.com, Spotify, all the fun things like that. But without further ado, I'm not going to do this episode by myself. I'm going to bring on the man, the myth, the legend, and Herndon's finest, and one half of that dynamic duo. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Sean Spencer. Sean, what's going on, buddy?
What is going on, Nate? How you feeling, man?
Good. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Man, hey, always a good day when I'm with you. You know
Appreciate that. So, it has been interesting so far for the Washington Commanders, and Sean, this past Sunday, the Lions got their revenge, and our fifth consecutive loss, the final score was 44-22.
Game over, yeah!
What was that? What the hell was that? I'm sorry the H words and the D words aren't appropriate over the airways, but it's going to be today. I don't know how much more of this I can take. How in God's name?
Well, I'm just going to say I'm going to say it this way. With obviously most people you should see my previous video. Jaden wasn't out there, obviously, because let's just keep it real. I personally think he should be done for the year. But if he comes back, I'm okay with that. But I just think why.
What are you coming back for?
Exactly. Sean, you could agree with me on this. The offense really struggled to gain momentum in the beginning because we have seen this throughout the year so far. But in fairness, because again, we're dealing with injuries. Again, you're looking at the Lions, who's arguably one of the best defenses. For example, our first 3 drives, we had to punt the ball. If I remember correctly, Marcus, he overthrew a pass that was intended for Zach. We did get into field goal range, and after that, the third drive, Marcus was sacked for 13 yards, lost of 13. So, I don't really know what I could say. Like Marcus Mariota, I mean, he had a 16 to 22, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But I mean, the stats don't really show like it was an effective game. I mean, what would you say?
We had our butts kicked. I don't know why you are sitting here reading these stats because they mean nothing. We got our butts kicked. They doubled us up on total yards. Okay, they doubled us up on rushing. They killed us in the air. They did whatever they wanted to do. True. We were 2 of 10 on third down.
Yeah, look at the stats now.
Listen. I've known you for a long time, and I've been through some seasons where we could barely win a game. We went 1-7, and then all of a sudden made the playoffs. This might top that. This might be worse than that. Like where we were, like there seems to be no hope. Like between last week against Seattle and this, the way that they're playing, it just seems that I don't know. I don't want to say lethargic, but they're really not.
It's not cohesive.
No.
But in fairness, you didn't have like your leading receiver was Treylon Burks with 58 yards on 3 receptions, and then Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt was your leading running back with 30 yards on 11 carries.
How many yards?
30.
And he's our leading rusher.
Sunday's game, and Chris Rodriguez was out there.
30 yards. That shows you how many. What are we doing? Woosah. I thought because it was a couple of days, it's separated from when we're talking now from when the game was, that I'd be able to talk about this and not kind of get riled up. But and the thing about it, like even beyond the stats, there's a certain thing you see in a player or in a team when they're going out there where you're just like, okay, they're giving it their all. They're trying. They're this and that. There's certain moments with us where it just look like we're just going through the motions. Like I don't know how to. I can't put a finger on, but we're just not. It's not that we're not trying, but the energy's not there.
I could tell, especially after last year. I could tell completely, especially after last week. We were down at half coming out. No, their energy was not there.
No,
and you could see it kind of carried over into the Sunday night.
I mean, one could argue that we have kind of lacked any substantial energy since I think the second half of the Chiefs game.
I can agree with that.
Blew us out. Then obviously Seattle, we didn't do anything, and then this game.
True. Yeah, but I mean, again, also to in fairness, the injuries. Like Terry wasn't out there, and I mean, outside of Treylon, I mean, Zach Ertz was behind him with 54 yards on 4 carries. Jalen Lane had 1 catch for 41 yards. Debo had 4 catches on 29 yards. Robin Chosen had one catch.
Right.
Robbie Chosen with one catch, 17 yards. And then after that, I mean,
but
John
even
Bates.
add context to that. When is this happening in the game? When the game is over. It's irrelevant. Like,
the empty calories.
Kills me, man. I'm sorry.
Yep. So, and Ben Sinolt, he had the one catch with the touchdown, and then Debo had the touchdown. But, it doesn't help when, as a cohesive unit, especially running the ball, Ja'Cory wasn't even starting. It was Chris Rodriguez. I know he had the shoulder injury, but behind him was Jeremy McNichols with 25 yards on 5 carries, Marcus Mariota, 5 carries on 22 yards, and nobody rushed no more. I mean, Jeremy, Marcus, and Chris had 9 yards, their longest 9 yards, and Ja'Cory was 6.
Yeah.
And then you look at on the Detroit side, Jameer 43, David 12, Khalif 10. Like,
it's embarrassing, man. I mean, what's your famous line? What's your team's identity? What are we? Are we a running team? Apparently not. We can't pass the ball. We're not holding anybody on defense.
Yeah.
We're a special teams team. We can punt the ball and cover a punt.
And it also it didn't help too that we had more injuries Sunday night because Trey Amos, he suffered an ankle injury on Gibbs' second touchdown, and then A.L. Cahoe, he suffered a concussion, so he's on protocol, and then Jonathan Jones, he tweaked his groin because he was covering Amon St. Brown, and then obviously Chris Rodriguez had a shoulder injury, and he was done for the game. So, I mean, with Terry and Jaden, especially with Terry, we don't know when he's going to come back because the bye week is after this week against Miami. So more than likely, Terry would probably be back sometime after the bye week. And then we don't know when Jaden's cleared if he's going to play. But outside of that, we are thin. And
very thin.
Like the cabinet is thin with like it's getting to the point. We really had a horrible time, especially Jamison Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs. To that point. Listen, the Detroit Lions have a balanced attack because kind of the same thing. Well, I wouldn't say against the Ravens, honestly, kind of, but they just had a balanced attack. 546 yards. That's arguably the best game they've played as an offense. Because just the two of them, Jamison Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs, had 291 yards combined just in the first half. I mean, well, let me see, combined in 4 total touchdowns throughout the whole game. Just no answers. And again, we don't really have anyone that could change the game for us. Is there anything that you saw that you thought from Detroit's standpoint that you liked, that you saw?
I mean, I'm being honest with you. From what I saw from them, it felt like it was them playing 7-on-7. Jerry Goff stepped back. He looked up, this guy's not open. Pop, I'll go to him. Like, how many times was he really pressured? Like, how often did we ever knock him down? We didn't even push him down. If you have a quarterback that's able to do that, I mean, and especially at his level, he's going to dominate. Look, they were, like you said, they were balanced. That run game was legit. That their air attack was legit. But I can't help but then turn around and think about it like, were they balanced or are we that bad right now? Are we playing that bad? Like, I know the Lions are great. Like, I know the Lions are one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. Yep. But I just kind of think a couple things, maybe work together. Yes, they're good, but we definitely were not helping ourselves in any of that stuff. So,
I mean, also too, in fairness, and our defensive line too, they they really, and especially against the Lions front offensive line, they against Minnesota. I mean, if I remember correctly, they dealt with injuries too. If I remember correctly, and then I think Panasol at one point during the game he got hurt.
He was out,
and then he came back. But that didn't.
They scored a touchdown without him.
Without him, it's like, damn. So we really couldn't do anything against that offensive line. So, and at third down, they were 5 of 10, if I remember correctly. We were 2 of 10. So compared to how they did against Minnesota, they looked better. So I don't, it just that was just overall that was just disgusting to watch. I thought that might have been some of the most awful football I've seen in quite some time. That might be. You said since we went 1-7. I'm gonna go as far. Remember when Carson Wentz was starting for us when he was starting against Cleveland and he got benched after that. That might be since then. I mean, I could think of some other games, but I mean, again, like defensively, like if I remember correct, I saw this on Twitter. I can't remember who said it, but like I think it's long as said like the third time where a team has lost by 20 or more points for consecutive games. I think it was the 2019 Dolphins and the 2002 Arizona Cardinals, and like.
Damn. Like you don't want them to start having stats and making like stats and facts out about you. Like you don't want it. That's not a good look. Like
nope.
And then we all know we don't have to say anything about it, but we all know who was there. So that obviously was that extra added pressure to it, and it's just like we couldn't. It was all around. It was painful to watch. You hit the nail on the head, man. It was just painful to watch.
Yep. I mean, defensively again, I know we can. It just overall it's just bad football. I think it's another game where we've allowed over 400 yards, almost close to averaging 40 points a game. We're allowing, and again, we were able to maybe like the first 4 weeks we were looking pretty good, but it's not looking like that. And we'll get into Dan Quinn in just a second, but how do you if we were looking at this team on paper, no one was to expect this. I didn't expect these injuries. The secondary, I from what it was last year, and I didn't expect it to look like this. The injuries, coaching, players, everybody, like in a sense, has all regressed. Whether we're missing coverage, missing tackles, wide open receivers. We'll get into Deron Payne in a little bit, but I mean, like, man, I don't, this was something. So, and then on top of it, we play the Dolphins next week, and Treylon Burks is out he's out, and again, I mean, he showed, like I said, he did okay, not anything to sneeze about, but again, when you have a decimated receiving core at the moment, and now you just have Debo, Jalen Lane, Robin Chosen, outside, like there's really not much else you can do. And then, like, I don't know how this is going to look against Miami. Like, I'm already scared because, Devin Achan, he is speedster. And then let's not forget, got Ollie Gordon, who I think he's an underrated, he's learning. And
yes.
Jalen Waddle, Malik Washington. And this is a team that doesn't have Darren Waller, who's out with an injury. So, Lord have mercy. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Nate, we should have known. We should have known when your Ravens beat us 30-3 in that preseason game. We should have known that our backups and all those guys, we're not ready. We were not ready. Nate, we were not ready this season. I'm telling you, there's been something throughout this entire season where it's just like, even beyond the injuries, it's kind of like the juice isn't there. You know what I mean? It all feels kind of hollow. Like it doesn't feel like last year there was an energy. Last year there was you felt it. Like we were that team. This year it feels it's not there. I don't know what it is. Whatever magic they caught, I just don't think. I don't know.
But one can make the argument that when you respectfully, when you look at this roster, at the end of the day, this roster, it is what it is. Like but even coming into this year, like realistically, like let's look back. Let's take a step back for a second. Did Adam Peters really build on last year? Debo, Laramie Tunzel. Okay, yeah. I mean, those are solid pieces, but did you buff up the run defense? Did you did get Lattimore, okay. Now he's out for the year. You know, like you I like the you're just seeing regression. And to me, like, I think the problem more lies in the way this roster is constructed. I can't, which I think is going to say, I'm actually, it's going to lead me to the point with, we're going to talk about Joe Witt Jr. I think this problem is bigger than coaching. I think it's bigger. I think this is more how the roster is constructed.
Okay.
I think this Adam Peters does have to take some he should take accountability on how he built this thing. Like, I mean, like there is positives you can take. Like, we didn't expect Austin Eckler to deal with an injury. I mean, he was out for the year. You know, not 2 years ago, if I remember correctly, he was out for the year with an injury as well. So then you're asking a rookie, you know, you're giving him, okay, you're not the number one running back. And then you behind Rodriguez and McNichols, all three who could do something different. Okay. And then Terry, who's been dealing with injuries, you know, the offensive line, you know, I think is solid, but, you know, when you don't have a consistent running game, that puts more pressure on your offensive line because now everyone has stacked the box. Right. So, you know, it's just, I think a lot of it's just roster construction. But, you know, apparently, you know, I mean, he only also, too, in fairness, Adam Peters only had 5 picks last year. So, you know, let's look at the year before. You know, Luke McCaffrey, he got hurt. He got hurt last week on a kick return.
Right.
I wasn't expecting to do that. You know, Brandon Coleman. I think he's been okay. I thought he did well when Tunzel got hurt against Kansas City. I just don't know where really people. I don't know what some were expecting him, but I think he's had his moments. But I think he stepped up to me when Tunzel went out. Yeah. But you know, like you got, you know, Zach Ertz. You know, he's a vet. But outside of that, like outside of Jaden, and you know, like what do you really have to build on, honestly? And again, like when you look at those last 2 picks, draft classes, those are his picks. So, yeah.
I think it's definitely okay to critique him. and say, hey, this move and that move, you didn't really pan out. You kind of you didn't really build on it, but it's weird. I think kind of with the team, if you look at the team last year, the roster, to your point, is not much improved, but they won with last year's roster. And I think the mistake they made this year was to think that, okay, we could win with this roster consistently and in consecutive years and things like that. No, this roster is not that good. We knew that. We knew it last year. Jaden played far above his weight. Everybody else came together. Like I said, there's an energy. We caught lightning in a bottle, and we took it as far as we could. That's what happens. But then when reality strikes, you get the toughest schedule, and you get your number one receiver holding out, and Eckler gets hurt early. Like, this is kind of the roster we had. Nate, you and I both came into the season saying our number one concern is our depth.
Depth.
You
got to have the depth.
Right. We never addressed that. Another thing, we never addressed. You talked about run support. We never addressed. I mean, we got Kinlaw. Dietrich Wise, he's out for the season. So, and same with Dorrance Armstrong. Those are big pieces to the puzzle. One, because they have the skill, they're veterans, but also as far as with Armstrong, he knows the system. He knows the cues, so there's less confusion out there. So I understand those guys got hurt, but you got Kinlaw, you got these guys up in here. You didn't get any edge support. Von Miller, bless his heart, but this is not 2015. You know what I mean? Not. So I just feel like, no, we did not really upgrade any of the roster, and we put things here, did this, and I think, like you said, the Tunsil and Debo move was the big flash, bow, like, look, we are doing something. And in reality, you made kind of like bargain basement moves in some regards with some of these players, and we don't have any depth, and I think we're paying for it right now.
Yeah, but also too, one can make the argument too, like, for example, Washington was also one of those teams where last year no one expected to know what they were. Mind you, we're coming off the Ron Rivera era, and it's okay, Dan Quinn. Okay, let's wonder what that's going to be like. And then it's a whole different thing. The NFC East dealing with outside of Philly. NFC East. It's kind of like, damn, how do you stop this? It just caught everyone off guard. So I don't know if it's just maybe it's that. I'm not trying to say we won by chance, by luck, but this is not the same team, and I get it. It's trying to repeat success is never easy, but
But to your point, that's exactly it, Nate. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew what to expect from Jaden. Nobody had seen the offense with Cliff and him. And once we got rolling, nobody had any tape on him. Right. But this year, they have tape. They know how to stop you. They know what works well against you. And to your point, like, now they know it's on us to adjust.
Yes.
And now we start to ask certain questions about coaches and this and that. Why aren't they adjusting? Why is it seem like, because Von Miller made a statement where he said the coaches have us ready to go. They have us right to that spot. They have us learned everything out. But once we get to the game, it just doesn't translate.
It doesn't. And also too, that's where for me as a player, and me personally, after this Seattle game, when we were down at halftime, I'd have benched all the starters because me personally, like, if that's the effort we're showing, I'm gonna put somebody out there that's willing to show me something.
Right.
Because again, I don't know if Seattle's a good team, but and maybe, and then I'll go back as far as the Chicago. I mean, we played against the Bears. Mm-hmm. It just. You could see like the potential is there. I think it's just being decimated by injuries, inconsistencies across the board. This has just been a season. Yeah. It's been a season.
You're right. So, you're right.
But other than that, congratulations to the Lions. Lions are one hell of a team, and give Dan Campbell credit.
Yeah.
He's coaching those boys. He's coaching them. It's not fair. I wish Dan Campbell was our head coach, but
yeah, I kind of agree with you.
but no, but
no disrespect, DQ.
Yeah, but realistically, like, and I've learned this even like I look at the Ravens this year, to kind of put this into perspective a little bit. The same thing. They all summer they talked about the same thing. We got the depth, we have this and all this other things. I didn't expect injuries to occur, and then when we go out there, I mean, we're asking. Example, we're playing the asking Mike Green Lions. Oh, he should find a way to get around Penei Sewell. A rookie against like, come on now, like we're asking rookies and second year players to step up, and like the depth is all again too. But I mean, now we got the pieces back, it's a little different, but depth is essential for your team's success, but also too, like, yeah. For me personally, I mean, like we're at home and we're playing like that. I also kind of have to also ask this question: like, who's our leader or leaders?
You don't have anybody that's any vocal leaders?
Well, I mean, vocal leader pointing people out.
Maybe.
I'm talking about for the command. I'm talking about for Washington.
Oh, for Washington. Oh, Wagner, but he's not. I think people respect him more, but I don't know if he's putting the fear of God in anybody. I would say Terry, but I don't know if he should. I mean, I'm all about somebody being about getting their money, but when now we're doing it at the expense of the team, and now obviously you can't prepare for these injuries, but now you're injured.
Fair.
I get it. It's not his fault.
Yeah,
it's not. I mean, I don't know. I still feel some type of way. So,
yep. We're gonna take a quick little commercial break because we're gonna transition into a topic that I think does justice for one of our own, and I think you guys are gonna like this one. So,
yes,
stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And this next topic involves Mr. Deron Payne and St. Brown. And for those who don't know, Deron Payne has been suspended for one game. He did try to appeal it, but the league upheld his suspension. Deron Payne was suspended because he punched Amon St. Brown during the game Sunday night. However, after further review and after not even a couple business days later, Mr. Amon St. Brown on the St. Brown podcast, you know what? I could show you better than I could tell you. Let's play the footage. Mr. Eric, would you ever be so kind, sir, as to share Mr. St. Brown's sentiments of what he said? Thank you, sir. Mr. Spencer, do you see the evidence, sir?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Eric.
Let's address the elephant in the room. After your touchdown, nice play, by the way. Nice, drop step or cut up field. It's nice, but you had a touchdown celebration. Talk about it.
Yeah, so first of all, if I offended anyone, I do apologize. I did not mean to offend anyone. It was just we're having fun. If any president was at that game, if they had a dance, I would have done it. Had nothing to do with who the president was. But even after the game, I found out someone told me that was the first game that a president has been to in over 40 years. So first regular season game, which is crazy. So we were just having fun doing the dance. It was, nothing more, nothing less.
Let's address the elephant in the room. After.
Okay, that was.
Why didn't they give you that ball?
Hold on. That was not it. That was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Thank you, AJ.
Back and forth, whatever, this and that and the other. And then,
let's see, what happened when Payne took a swing at you?
Yeah, I mean,
Here it is.
before that, we got in a little scuffle, back and forth, this and the other. And then, we end up scoring. And, I go up to him. I say a little something, nothing crazy. And then he decides to swing on me. So, I mean, it is what it is.
What happened when Payne took
Okay, so AJ has it. I found this on Reddit. So for those that want to see it more closely, Eric, thank you. He has it right this time. He pulled up the wrong video. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. So here's a closer image. As you could see, thank you, Eric. You could see something is said right here. Armron punched Deron in the face first. So Deron gives him a shove. One punch. Okay. 2 punches. So how does that warrant Deron Payne a 1-game suspension?
And one step further, in the video you were trying to find, where he actually admits to punching him. The proof is out there. We've seen the video. We have a confession. Free my man Deron Payne. That's all I can say right now. I really feel some type of way because when you saw it live, you was like that because, like I said, it was a haymaker. Like he came for it, and you like, what really happened? And then you saw Kinlaw say, people that the ref saw before that they swung on Deron. He started it, but we couldn't find the footage. And then you got the footage. Now we got that. If the footage is out there, and they need to reassess that.
Yeah. And this was Mr. Kinlaw's statement after the game, and I quote, Deron only retaliated because the refs literally saw the first punch. This is he said after the game. And I quote, I don't blame him for the way he reacted. Tempers got to flying, and I mean, it is what it is. It's a physical game. Crap happens. But on my end, I just got to be smarter in some situations and protect the team. Reporters pressed Kinlaw, as he said, if he saw St. Brown intimidate contact with Payne, and Kinlaw responded, and I quote, yeah, for sure. They did too. He said, referring to the officials. It is 100% bull jive, 100%. So actually, here is the footage. Thank you, Mr. Eric, for what is said here with Mr. Kinlaw. Shout out to NBC Sports 4.
Deron only retaliated because the refs literally saw the first punch. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame him for the way he reacted, And tempers got to flying. I mean, it is what it is. It's a physical game. Shit happens. But on my end, I just got to be smarter in certain situations and protect the team.
You saw Sid Brown hit Deron?
Yeah, for sure. And they did too. Shit was some bullshit. 100%. Man, all we can do is go back to the drawing board and try to find a way to get better. That's the only way we can do it. Just got to find a way to get better.
2 more.
How hard is it to think with this the way when you signed here and then the way this season started to where things are now? How big is that gap?
Next question, bro.
Well, what's the mindset when you guys on a planning goals?
Spain coming up this weekend, just kind of how to try and bounce back from these struggles?
I mean, the mindset is the same. Come out, put the pads on, and try to do my job, do my 1 of 11, just get better. Point blank, period.
Yeah, you heard it there first.
Wow. And that's how we all feel. That how he's feeling, and you can feel it in everything he says. That's how he's feeling. When he said next question to JP Finley, ooh.
Pretty much. But Armand on his podcast did admit that he did throw the first punch. So that's crazy to me. And the fact that there is no type of
retribution, nothing.
No type of like that's crazy. And here's the thing, like the Lions will do that. They will trash talk. Teams will do that, but you got to be better with controlling your tempers. But listen, if someone will do stuff like that, don't think for 1 second that some of these guys will retaliate,
right,
and get their leg back. So I justice for Deron Payne for sure. Right. Let's get into one final thought, Mr. Eric, and then we're out of here.
Thoughts are running through my mind. Someone took some time to find a minute or two to organize.
All right, Sean, your thoughts on Mr. Joe Witt being demoted?
Ooh. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know that it's going to make a difference in the same way that when he was said before this last game, oh, I'm going to come down to the field and coach and not be in the box. I said the same thing. I don't know. I said, I don't think that's going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the problems that we have can be fixed first by a first-time defensive coordinator.
Agreed.
And with the personnel, like you said, that we have. I just think that, unfortunately, he lost his job. I mean, but if you really look at it and you take away all the flair of the JD5 and the getting to the championship, and you really look at the season on defense, and especially, obviously this year, but definitely last year, we struggled a lot.
Yeah.
Like we had a hard time stopping people. Philly ran all
over us.
It was painful to watch last year. And now you're just seeing, now that we have the injuries, now that we have depth issues, we can't handle it. So
yeah,
something needed to change.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this per se, but I think this was done so that he didn't have to fire him.
For sure. I will say this. My only question for Dan is why now? We're doing this 11 going into week 11 of the season. You've had.
I'll tell you.
I know what you're going to say, and
I
have a feeling too, because of we all know who was there at the game. So, but yeah, I mean, I see the optics for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, you kind of do. You like you said, there's a change that need to happen for sure. Really quick. But other than that, I mean, that's his guy. Came from Dallas. I feel bad for Joe Witt Jr. though, because I really do hope he at least. I mean, if he's fired after this year, I wish him all the best. I just don't think
he's gonna get fired.
I don't think so neither.
That's Dan Quinn's boy.
Yeah, that's his guy. I just think he's just like my thing is it's just the way this roster is constructed, and also two injuries. Now, if he had Pro Bowl studs, like Pro Bowlers, and they're not doing what they need to, totally different. But yeah. Like really quick before we get going, we got Miami. Terry McLaurin is traveling with the team. Just really quick for today's practice, per the Commanders, Will Harris is on injury reserve. Quan Martin, Will Harris is actually scheduled to return. He's on the 21-day return list.
Okay.
Frankly, Levu, it was limited. Quan Martin was limited. Trey Amos is on IR. Terry McLaurin did travel with the team. Treylon Burks is out. And we all know Jaden's out. Outside of that, I mean, injuries, not really much else to report at the moment. But Zach Ertz rest, Laramie Tunsil was rest, Chris Rodriguez and Bobby Wagner were full practices today. And it's official that Jaden Daniels and Ale Kai Treylon are all listed as out for the game against the Miami Dolphins. So, yeah. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude this episode of Big Nate Sports Talk Podcast. Mr. Sean Spencer, as always, I appreciate you, buddy. What's happening this week with Let's Talk Football?
I think the ladies went last week, so I don't think they're going again. The roundtable just went yesterday. Okay. I think our next show is going to be the Let's Talk College Football on Saturday. Check out our guy Alec Schomburg, who just got back from another deployment on the Navy ship, so he's back in town and he's got some choice words about Oregon.
The Oregon
Ducks.
Want
to check that out. Oh yeah, quack quack, quack quack. So yeah, he said he's gonna blow off some steam. We said, all right, bro, we'll give you that platform. So yeah, definitely tune in on Saturday.
Most definitely. And I'll leave Sean's YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen, in the description below. But thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, comment, and subscribe for all future content on the podcast. And until, ladies and gentlemen, please catch episode 477 from 79 soon. This episode will go live tomorrow on YouTube and Twitter. And you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music. And yeah, thank you. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the week. Stay safe. Check on loved ones. And enjoy the rest of the week. Have a good weekend. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Big Nate Sports Talk. If you enjoyed that episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share Big Nate Sports Talk. It's on all the time, anytime.
And I want to thank you. All I want to do is say thank you.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me. Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Be the way I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible life before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell your
I mean, this is some bad stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I just don't know. This is ridiculous. Oh, Lord.
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.